हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. जय. ओके, आरम्भं कुर्मः. शेर् करोमि. सेशन् 3 मध्ये स्वागतम्. अद्य वयं प्रमाणानि इति चर्चयिष्यामः. अपि तु प्रमाणेषु अन्यतमा अस्ति श्रीमद्भागवतम् इति पुराणं. तस्य वैशिष्ट्यं किम् इति अपि चर्चयिष्यामः. आदौ प्रमाणानि. एतद् वयं विषयः इति दृष्टं खलु. तत्र प्रमाणानि इति प्रथमः अंशः अस्ति. अत्र आम्नायः तत्त्वं प्राह इति एकं सूत्रं 10 तत्त्वानि भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर उक्तं खलु. तासु तेषु अन्यतमा अस्ति. अत्र वयं प्रथमं प्रमाणं नाम किम् इति जानीमः. प्रमाणं नाम प्रमीयते अनेन इति. प्रमा नाम किं? प्रमा नाम यथार्थ ज्ञानं. यथार्थ ज्ञानं नाम यथार्थ ज्ञानं नाम एतद् दृष्ट्वा वयं किं चिन्तयामः? नरसिंह किं चिन्तयति? एतत् चित्रं दृष्ट्वा किमिति चिन्तयति? सर्प इति चिन्तयति, परन्तु तत् सर्पः नास्ति, तत् बेल्ट् एव अस्ति. अतः यत् तद्भवति अयथार्थज्ञानं नाम यत् वस्तुतया नास्ति, वस्तुगत्या यत् नास्ति तद्वयं जानीमः चेत् तद्भवति भ्रमा, अपि तु अयथार्थज्ञानं. परन्तु प्रमा नाम तद् विपरीतं, नाम यथार्थं यत् अस्ति तदेव जानीमश्चेत् तद्भवति यथार्थज्ञानं. नाम तद् एतद् बेल्ट् इति जानीमश्चेत् तद्भवति यथार्थज्ञानं. तदेव अन्य नामान्तरम् अस्ति प्रमा इति. प्रमा नाम यथार्थज्ञानं, as it is, knowing the objects as it is called prama. And pramanam nama, the instrument by which we get that knowledge is called pramanam. Okay, you understood now these two concepts, Deepak? Okay. Then अस्मिन् सिद्धान्ते द्वैतवत् त्रीणि एव अङ्गीकृतम्. आहत्य प्रमाणानि 8 सन्ति, परन्तु द्वैतवत् त्रीणि एव अत्र स्वीकृतं. प्रत्यक्षम्, अनुमानं, शब्दश्च. वयं MA मध्ये बहवः अंशान् प्रमाणानि विषये चर्चितं, परन्तु अद्य किञ्चित् इंट्रोडक्शन् ददामि, यतोहि बालकौ स्तः ते न जानन्ति इत्यतः. आदौ प्रत्यक्षमिति सेन्स् पर्सेप्शन्. इन्द्रिय अर्थसन्निकर्षेण जन्यं ज्ञानं प्रत्यक्षम्. इन्द्रिय नाम इन्द्रियाणि, षडिन्द्रियाणि भवन्ति, ज्ञानेन्द्रियाणि. चक्षुः, श्रोत्रं, घ्राणं, रसनं, त्वक्, मनश्च. Okay. चक्षुः, श्रोत्रं, घ्राणं, त्वक्, मनश्च. सो इन्द्रियं यदि अर्थेन नाम पदार्थेन संयोगः भवति इन्द्रियस्य, तदा ज्ञानं जायते. नाम चक्षुः चित्रं वा वृक्षः वा पश्यति चेत् तद् वृक्षमिति वयं जानीमः खलु. तद्भवति इन्द्रियजन्यं ज्ञानं, तद्भवति प्रत्यक्षम्. अवगतं वा? अग्रे एवमेव अन्य इन्द्रियाणि अपि सन्ति. श्रोत्रेण वयं शृण्मः खलु, शब्दं शृण्मः, तावदेव. तद्भवति प्रत्यक्षम्. अग्रे अनुमानम् इति किञ्चित् वयं चर्चयिष्यामः. इन्फरेन्स् इति इंग्लिश मध्ये कथयन्ति. नाम व्याप्ति ज्ञानस्य प्रकृत नाम इदानीं यत् सन्दर्भं भवति तत्र अन्वयं कुर्मश्चेत् तद् ज्ञानं भवति अनुमानम् इति. व्याप्ति नाम किम् इति किञ्चित् चर्चयिष्यामः. व्याप्ति नाम कार्यकारणसम्बन्धः, नाम cause and effect relationship. Karyam is the effect, karana is the cause. There is in the world we see lot of cause and effect relationships. Nama, like we see a bija, seed, and from the seed comes a tree. So the cause for the tree is considered like the seed, right? Because there is a seed, there is a tree. If there is no seed, there will not be tree. Like that. So there's a cause and effect. So many relationships like that we see in this world. Okay. एवमेव यत्र धूमः अस्ति तत्र वह्नि अस्ति इति भूयो दर्शनेन ज्ञातम्. भूयो दर्शनं नाम बहुवारं दृष्टम्. यथा यज्ञशालायां पाकशालायां यदा वयं धूमः पश्यामः तत्र वयं जानीमः वह्नि अपि अस्ति इति खलु. कुत्रापि धूमं दृष्टवान् वा यत्र वह्नि नास्ति? वह्नि नाम अग्नि, fire. Did you ever see a smoke where there is no fire? No, right? So that's why there is a cause and effect relationship between them. So that is called vyaptihi. So once we know this vyaptihi, then now suddenly what we are seeing, idanim vayam parvate dhumam pashyamaha. Dhumam pashyamaschet. Now idanim vayam conclude kurmaha. Nama anumanam kurmaha. Parvatah vahniman. Nama parvate vahni asti. Kasmat dhumat. Nama how did we conclude this? Because there is smoke on the mountain, we can say that the mountain has fire. Okay. All this process actually is a very big elaborate process. Many things have to be told. I'm just giving in a very simple way. All this process is called anumanam, where initially you have a general conclusion based on a cause and effect relationship. That is called vyaptihi. And now you see some other incident somewhere else. We see one part of it. We see the karya of that, basically the effect you see. Then you say, oh, then definitely there is a cause. Okay. So that is called anumanam. Avagatam va kinchit? Okay. Agre gacchamaha. Apitu the third pramana is called shabdaha. Shabdaha nama verbal testimony. Nama kopi vadati. Mata vadati. Bhavantam prati mata vadati. Eshaha bhavatah pita iti. So mata eva vadati. Swikaraniyam khalu. Tad bhavati verbal testimony.
Kati pramāṇāni bhavanti?
Ashta pramāṇāni bhavanti. Ahatya. Okay. Atra shabda nama aptavakyam shabdaha iti. Nyayasutre ulikitam asti. Aptavakyam shabdaha. It's a definition bhavati. What is shabda? Aptavakyam. Aptaha kaha? We have to understand who is apta is a who is that? Yathartha vakta. Yathartham nama yadasti tadeva vaktavyam. Hello. Nama one who speaks the true as it is. That's why Prabhupada has named it Bhagavad Gita as it is. Right? So the one who speaks the truth as it is, Yathartha Vakta, so that he becomes the Apta. Okay? So basically first of all, he has seen the truth and he's conveying that to us. Okay? That becomes the Apta. And another point for him is that Vipralipsa nasyat. Vipralipsa nama cheating propensity. Vanchana buddhi nasyat. No, some people they have seen something they want to explain, but they want to do it in a way to cheat you, for example. So that should not be there. Then he is not called apta. Okay. Then, for example, somebody says, guru shishyam prati vadati gam anaya iti. तदपि शब्दः भवति. नाम गुरु उपदिशति शिष्यः तद् शब्दं श्रुत्वा आज्ञा इति स्वीकृत्य तस्य पालनं करोति. वदतु नरसिंह. म्यूट् अनम्यूट् करोतु.
What means aptah?
यथार्थ भक्ता, the person who seeks the true knowledge. Okay? आप्तः कः इत्येव वयं चर्चयिष्यामः खलु. ओके. एतेषु दीपक.
Apta means true person.
Apta means a person who doesn't cheat, who has seen the truth which he is trying to explain to us.
Trustworthy,
Okay.
near one.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. Okay. Now, eteshu alaukika grahakah kah. Nama त्रीणि प्रमाणानि चर्चितं खलु. केते? एकं तु प्रत्यक्षम्, अन्यत् भवति अनुमानं, third one bhavati shabdah. Now within these, which is capable to access the alaukika items? Alaukika nama, which is beyond this world. Na laukikam iti alaukikam. Okay. So which is, within these three, which one can access the alaukika items? Okay. That's what we are discussing. So pratyaksham na bhavati tad. Yatohi प्रत्यक्षे भ्रमादि दोष चतुष्टयम् अस्ति. प्रत्यक्षे तेन बाध्यं भवति. प्रत्यक्षं किमिति कथमिति उक्ते भ्रम प्रमाद विप्रलिप्सा करणापाटवः इति वयं चर्चितं पूर्वं नाम एमए मध्ये. सो भ्रम नाम अयथार्थ ज्ञानं. मिस्टेक्स, वी मेक मिस्टेक्स. लाइक वी सी रज्जुं दृष्ट्वा वयं sarpah iti chintayamah. Okay. So this is becomes Brahma. Like just now we saw the example. We saw the row, we saw the belt and we thought it's a snake. So that becomes Brahma. Okay. Ayatartha jnanam. Okay. We make mistakes in our understanding. Pramada nama anavadhatha, anavadhanata, inattention. Okay. Means we are not able to focus properly. You know, अनुभवः अस्ति खलु. नाम पञ्चनिमिष ध्यानं कुर्मश्चेत् मनः कुत्रापि अन्यत्र नेष्यति. अतः सावधानतया वयं किमपि न द्रष्टुं वा श्रोतुं वा न शक्नुमः बहुधा. नाम बहु ट्रेनिंग अभ्यासं करणीय भवति. हृदि शुद्धता करणीयं भवति. तत् सर्वं भवति चेत् अग्रे गत्वा ध्यानं कर्तुं शक्नुमः वयं. विप्रलिप्सा नाम वञ्चितुम् इच्छा. एतदपि अस्माकं नित्यबद्धाः सन्ति खलु. अस्मासु एते सर्वे भवन्ति. नाम दोषचतुष्टयं किमपि ज्ञातं चेदपि वयं चीटिंग कर्तुं वयं प्रयतामहे. नेक्स्ट वन भवति करण अपाटवः. पटुः नाम एक्सपर्ट. यू नो पटुः. फॉर एग्जांपल व्याकरण पटुः इज एक्सपर्ट इन व्याकरण. व्याकरणे पटुः एक्सपर्ट. अपटुः नाम यः पटुः यः न पटुः अपटुः. करेक्ट. सो लाइक दैट पाटवः भवति बहुवचनं. पटुः. कैन यू टेल पटुः शब्द मारति?
पटु पटु पटवः पटुं पटु पटून.
Okay, enough. First line. Okay. Patavaha, this may be another variation is there because it's not patavaha, it's patavaha. Okay. So it's derived from that. So karana apatavaha nama, he has dosha yuktani indriyani. imperfect senses. Atra kim darshitam kopi janati va?
न
Jaundice bhavati chet sarvam पीलवर्णीयाः एव दृश्यते. So because his whole body is actually fully yellow color, and whenever he sees something, he sees everything yellow. Even if he sees a red apple, he sees yellow. Even if he sees a green grass, he sees yellow. Okay, that's called dosha yukta indriyani. Okay, so yatohi pratyaksham indriya padartha sannikarshena bhavati, ataha यदि इंद्रियाणि एव दोषयुक्तानि चेत् ज्ञानमपि दोषं खलु, नाम सम्यक् ज्ञानं न भवति खलु. अतः एतद् लौकिकविषय सन्दर्भे एव अस्ति, परन्तु अलौकिकं तु प्रत्यक्षं न वाट् इस् ए ग्रहीतुं शक्नुवन्ति प्रत्यक्षम्. अतः प्रत्यक्षेण वयम् अलौकिकविषयान् ग्रहीतुं न शक्नुमः. ओके, अग्रे अनुमानमपि न, यतोहि वेदान्तसूत्रे उक्तमस्ति तर्क अप्रतिष्ठानात् इति. एतत् सूत्रमस्ति वेदान्तसूत्रे, नाम व्यासदेव महर्षिणा लिखितमस्ति वेदान्त ब्रह्मसूत्राणि, तेषु अन्यतमः अस्ति. बलदेव विद्याभूषण इति एतत् व्याख्याने उक्तं पुरुषबुद्धिवैविध्येन, नाम बिकास् आफ् द वेरैटी आफ् द मेण्टालिटीस् आफ् पीपल्, शुष्कतर्कस्य ड्रै लाजिक्, बिकास् आफ् द ड्रै लाजिक्, अप्रतिष्ठानात्, नाम इट् बिकम्स् वेरी अनस्टेबल. अप्रतिष्ठानं नाम स्थैर्य अभावः, देयर इस् नो स्टेबिलिटी. किमर्थम् इत्युक्ते उदाहरणं भवति अत्र, कोऽपि वदति अत्र चषकौ सन्ति, चतकौ स्तः, अत्र कोऽपि वदति एतद् अर्धभागं पूरितम् अस्ति इति, कोऽपि अन्यः वदति एषः अर्धभागं रिक्तम् अस्ति इति. नाम तर्कवितर्केन एतौ बहु वादविवादौ कर्तुं शक्नुमः खलु, शक्नुवन्ति. They both can go on arguing what is full, whether it's full or whether it's empty, correct? So that's why Acharya is saying that because of the mentalities of the mind, one person will propose one logic, other person will propose another logic, and that's why it becomes very unstable, the conclusion. Okay, ataha anumanena api na shakyate iti. Apitu, then the question arises, is there a use for the logic? तर्कस्य कोऽपि प्रयोजनम् अस्ति वा, नाम एतद् अलौकिकसन्दर्भे किमपि प्रयोजनम् अस्ति वा इत्युक्ते, शुष्कतर्कं परित्यज्य आश्रयस्व श्रुति स्मृति इति. नाम तर्कः श्रुति अनुसारिणी भवेत्. श्रुति प्रथमं शब्दं स्वीकरणीयः, नाम वेद अपि तु भागवतम् एते सर्वं श्रोतव्यः. तत्पश्चात् तर्केण सम्यक् वा न वा इति चिन्तनीयः भवति. न तु without the base of the shastra we cannot keep on arguing, that becomes shushka tarka. But if you have the scripture as a basis and you get the knowledge from the scripture and then you use your logic to understand what it makes sense or no, then that's the right use of the logic. Okay, etat Mahabharate uktam asti. So that's the thing. So ahatya pratyaksha anumanau alaukika vishaya grahana ashakyau. Okay, that's a conclusion. So we saw three Pramāṇāni, pratyaksha anumanam, both of them we proved that they are not sufficient to understand the alaukika items. Okay, we'll go ahead. Then alaukika grahakah kaha ityukte shabdah eva, anya asti kalu tadeva. अपौरुषेयः शब्दः एव अलौकिक ग्राहकः. यतोहि शास्त्रेषु उल्लिखितमस्ति कः भगवान् अस्ति, कः सर्वेषां what to say नियन्त्रणं करोति इति एतत् सर्वम् उल्लिखितमस्ति शास्त्रेषु। तत् स्वीकृत्य वयं गच्छामः अग्रे गमिष्यामः। यतोहि एतदपि वेदान्तसूत्रे उल्लिखितमस्ति शास्त्रयोनित्वात् इति। किं शास्त्रयोनिः? शास्त्रं योनिः यस्य इति तत्त्वात्। नाम भगवतः ज्ञानस्य कृते शास्त्रमेव योनिः इति। नाम शास्त्रमेव ज्ञानस्य कारणं भवति। अतः शब्दः शास्त्रमेव स्वीकरणीयः भवति, तदेव प्रमाणं भवति। प्रश्नः उदेति, किं शास्त्रम् इत्युक्ते एतद् बृहदारण्यक उपनिषदे वर्तते। कोऽपि पठति वा? मारति? मारति अनम्यूट करो।
एवं वा अरे अस्य महतो भूतस्य निश्वसितम् एतत् यद् ऋग्वेदो यजुर्वेदः सामवेदोऽथर्वाङ्गिरस इतिहासः पुराणम्।
एते सर्वे भगवतः निश्वासितं, नाम he exhaled all this knowledge. के सन्ति? ऋग्वेदः, यजुर्वेदः, सामवेदः, अथर्ववेदः, इतिहासः, पुराणानि च। इतिहासः नाम महाभारतं, अपि तु महाभारतं, वाल्मीकिरामायणं। एते ऋषयः लिखिताः ऋषयः तैः लिखितम्। अपि तु पुराणम् इति 18 पुराणानि सन्ति। सो एतदाहत्य वेदाः, इतिहासः, पुराणानि, एते सर्वे शब्दः, शास्त्रम्। From this we can get the true knowledge. That's the whole conclusion. Whatever is written in the Vedas, Itihasa and Puranani, we can consider them as our true knowledge. That's a real pramana for us. Okay. Then apitu acharyanam anu vyakyanani apicha. So based on the philosophy, acharyaha bahavaha grantaha likitavantaha. ते अपि प्रमाणानि एव भवन्ति. Okay, so understood now what is pramanam and what pramanam we should accept? Deepak? Okay.
Yes, Mataji. For true knowledge, we have to take we
knowledge
should know
from the scriptures.
scriptures.
Okay, good. Okay, now we'll go to the next part of our presentation, which is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Okay, so we thought we'll discuss two things, right? Pramanam and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, because Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is one of the 18 Puranani. So, and this has a special role. So we'll discuss what is the importance of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Okay. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatasya vaishishtyam kim ityukte आदौ श्री व्यासदेवस्य असन्तुष्टेः निवारणं श्रीमद्भागवतम् इति उक्तम्। एतद् 4 to 6 chapters of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam describes this incident. I will try to briefly narrate this incident here. So Dvāparante Parasharaत् Satyavatyaam Vedavyasah उत्पन्नः। परन्तु कलियुगे बहवः नाम दुर्भागान् अपि तु दुर्भागान् जनान् दृष्ट्वा कृपणवत्सलः नाम कृपया सः वेदं विभजितवान्। एकं पूर्वं वेदम् एकम् आसीत्, इदानीं यतोहि कलियुगे जनाः तत् पठितुं वा श्रोतुं वा अपि तु स्मर्तुं वा न शक्नुवन्ति इति अतः सः विभजितवान्, वेदं चतुर्धा विभजितवान्। वयं दृष्टवन्तः ऋग्वेद, यजुर्वेद, सामवेद, अथर्ववेद इति। अपि तु यतोहि स्त्रीशूद्रद्विजबन्धूनां त्रयी नाम वेद श्रुतिगोचरा न, यतोहि like for the ladies and Shudra and Dvijabandhu, Vedas are not accessible. They cannot hear Vedas. Then he thought, okay, what is the solution for them then? Okay, he wants to give a solution for all the people who are suffering in Kali Yuga. So what is the way he can give them the way in which they all get liberated? So then he wrote Mahabharatam also in the form of his stories, right? He wrote Mahabharatam. So he did all this with the intent to give benefit to others, with no selfish intent, only to give selflessly to serve the people. Okay. Parantu paschat saha eva asantushtah abhavat. He only became very dissatisfied after this. Okay, why? That's the story we need to discuss now. Okay, saha chintitavan. Saha eva atma darshanam krutva chintitavan. Narsimha patatu.
एवं प्रवृत्तस्य सदा भूतानां श्रेयसि द्विजाः सर्वात्मकेनापि यदा नातुष्यद्धृतहृदयं ततः.
So what eva muktam asti atra bhutanam shreyasi sarvada sarvatmakena sarva vidaya chintitavan parantu ahatya atushyat. Nama, he was not satisfied. Na atushyat. Atra savarna dirgha sandhi asti. Hrudayam etad sandhi asti. Hrudayam na atushyat. So he was not satisfied at heart. Okay, so he was very dejected. He did everything for the welfare of the people, but still he was dejected. Okay, then this is the Bhavartha. Deepak patatu.
Hare Krishna. Bhavartah. हे द्विजाः एवं सदा भूतानां सर्वविधेन श्रेयकरणे तस्य प्रवृत्ति चेत् अपि सः असन्तुष्टः अभवत्.
Okay. Then he only thought, he saha eva chintitavan bhagavataah dharmaah na prayena nirupitaah. No, I didn't speak much about devotional service. I didn't bhagavataah nama bhagavataah sambanditaah. Nama bhaktaah apitu bhaktihi apitu bhagavan. Bhagavataah gunaganaah apitu leelaah ete sarve aham na nirupita maya na nirupitaah. So he only understood that I didn't explain much about Lord, because he explained, then he understood himself. And it so happens that when he is so dejected, his guru Narada Muni comes there because he understands disciple is in need. Now I have to help him. So he comes. That is in 5th chapter. We come 4th, 5th chapter. So Guru Naradaha vadati. He saha upadishati Naradaha. Purushartaha bahu anukirtitaha. Purushartaha ke? Kopi janati va Marati?
Dharma artha kama mokshaha.
So Bhavan dharma artha kama moksha vishe bahu uktam. Parantu tavat, that much Vasudevasya mahima na anuvarnitaha. To that extent, as much as you gave people a rightful way to enjoy in this world or fulfill their desires, you didn't explain to them the glories of the Lord himself. That's why you yourself are dissatisfied. Understood? Okay. So then he gave instruction. Mahanubhava abhyudayaha adiganyatam. Mahanubhava nama Krishnasya abhyudaya nama leelaha adiganyatam means you narrate them. Spashtataya pratipadayatu iti instruction dadati. Okay. Paschat Vyasa Maharshi dhyanam krutva tasya dhyane sarvam he gets realized full knowledge of the Leela of the Lord and how the material world is created and why some jivas are suffering in the material world and some jivas are in the liberated state in the spiritual world. Everything it gets revealed. Then he writes Bhagavata Puranam with all that knowledge in mind. Okay, so that main thing what I wanted to convey is, even though Vyasa Maharshi has composed the Vedas and Itihasas, everything with this true intent to help others, he himself was dissatisfied. only by writing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, then only he was himself satisfied. So all the people in general also can get satisfaction only from Bhagavatam, because that's what is this. And it's also described as a mature fruit of the Mahamuni. Means after his full realization, what he obtained, that's what he's giving us in Bhagavatam. Okay. Again, Kechana, what is shloka santi, atra bahuna charchete, parantu Brahma Sutranam artha asti, Bhagavate. Garuda Purane ulikitam asti, apitu Mahabharatasya nirnaya asti atra. Apitu Gayatri, nama Gayatri kurvanti kalu Brahmanaha. Gayatri Bhashya, nama commentary for the Gayatri asti. Apitu Vedartaha sarve atra eva paribrummhitaha. Nama it's fully filled with Vedartaha. And it's like a Sama, nama the way we sing, Purananam Sama Rupaha, Sakshat Bhagavatodita. Yatohi Vyasa Maharshi is considered an incarnation of Lord himself. So he's one of the, it's called Shakti Avesha Avatara. So basically he is the avatara of Lord himself. Ataha Bhagavatoditaha, nam Bhagavatena Uditaha. Okay, next one. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Amalam Puranam Apitu Vaishnavanam Priyam. Yat atra Paramahamsyam nama, the one which is acceptable only by Paramahamsas. Means a pure Paramahamsa nama, pure Vaishnavas, pure devotees, only whatever they need to read. That is given in the Bhagavatam. Apitu Ekam Amalam Jnanam, pure knowledge is given. Okay, and then Param, it's the true topmost knowledge is given. Apitu Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Naishkarmyam Avishkritam. Tatra Bhagavate, it gives about knowledge, gives about Vairagya, means renunciation, about along with Bhakti, how Naishkarmyam Kurmaha Nama, without any desire for profit, we can do our activities. Apitu, this is the ultimate thing. Tat Shunman Supatan Vicharana Pareo Bhaktya Vimucche Naraha. So whoever submissively hears and reads and thinks about it with the devotion, he can get liberated. So that's given in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Okay. Next one. Apitu Agre Nigama Kalpa Taruhu. Yadi Vayam Vedaha iti eka vriksha iti chintayamaschet, Kalpataru iti chintayamaschet, Vedat Vayam Kimapi Praptam Shaknumaha. Now we can do yagya and go to Swarga, we can do, yagya to kill our enemy. There's so many ways we can get knowledge, achieve so many desires through Vedas, right? Nigama Kalpa, that's why it's called Kalpa Vriksha. You can attain anything from Vedas. Nigama is nothing but Veda. Kalpataru means Kalpa Vriksha. Galitam, mature fruit, phalam, fruit. That is nothing but Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So if you imagine a tree, see, if you imagine a tree and in that topmost tree, we have a mature fruit, ripened fruit, mango, and that is eaten by a parrot. Shukamukad. Shuka nama atra Shukadeva Goswami. So Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami, Parikshit krute vadati. Parikshitaha krute vadati. Ataha Shukamukad apitu udritam asti. So as it is, ripe mango is will be very sweet. But imagine a mango which is tasted by a parrot. It will be even more tasty. Correct? So like that, this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is spoken by Shukadev Maharaj, it become more and more sweet. Pibata, so this verse is telling, Pibata, she is telling all the people, please, Bhuvi, Bhavukaha, people who are very intelligent, Rasikaha, who are very, who are connoisseurs of rasas, Pibata, please drink Bhagavatam rasam. This nectar, this nectarian juice of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Alayam, until you get liberated, even after liberated, please drink. Muhu, again, aho, please. That's what Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is telling. Is inviting all the people to come and taste this nectarian juice of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is relishable by Paramahamsas and also until and beyond the liberated stage. Then the question comes, okay, we are not liberated, so can we access Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? We will discuss that point later, a little bit later, okay? Narasimha Kim?
शुकः कथं तद् एतद् मैंगो खादित्वा स्वीट करोति इतोपि
No, Nama, Shuka, Tadeva Vadati, Nama, yet Phalam, Shukena Uchishtam Bhavati, Tat Itopi Maduram Bhavati iti Katayanti, Janaha, Ata eva Shuka Acharyaha Prapya, Swayam Prapya, Nama Shukadeva Goswami is Vyasadeva's son. So he received this knowledge from Vyasadeva. After he received, he assimilated it, and now he is saying that through his realization, he is sharing that knowledge to Parikshit Maharaj. Therefore, it became even more sweeter, relishable. That's the essence. Okay?
अत्र
Apitu?
पक्षिणः शुकः केवलं बहु मधुरम् अस्ति चेत् केवलं तत् फलं स्वीकरोति. Atha, it's kind of a test. If a bird likes it, means it is the best. Like that.
Understood, Narasimha?
yeah
Okay. Thank you, Bhagini. Okay. Agre, Nirguna Brahmani Parinishtitaya Shukracharya api rochate. So this is what we discussed earlier, right? Shukacharya. The same Shukadev Goswami has given this knowledge to Parikshit Maharaj. But how did he receive? Actually, he was, brief history, he is Vyasadeva's son, but actually he was a monist, Nama impersonalist devotee, and he didn't want to, not a devotee, impersonalist, like basically Nirguna Brahmani eva tasya ruchihi asit. So he wanted to get liberated. So he didn't even want to come out of the womb of the mother until 16 years. Bitika is the mother, Vyasadeva's wife. So he was staying there only. So and finally somehow he comes out. As soon as he comes out, he becomes a teenage person because he's 16 years. He walks out of the home. He goes out to the forest. And Vyasa Maharshi is running behind him, asking, no, why are you going? I have to tell you, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, please don't go. But he goes to the forest. Then Vyasa Maharshi Sevakan Preshayati. Tam Nama Ahvayatu iti. किम् उक्त्वा प्रेषयति इत्युक्ते भागवतस्य श्लोकद्वयं तेषां प्रति दत्वा प्रेषयति. ते गत्वा श्लोकान् पठन्ति. एकं तु वयं पूर्वस्यां कक्षायां चर्चितं, नाम बर्हापीडं नटवरवपु कर्णयो कर्णिकारं बिभ्रद्वास कनककपिशं वैजयन्तीं च मालाम् रन्ध्रान्वेनो अधरसुदया पूरयन् गोपवृन्द वृन्दारण्यं स्वपदरमणं प्राविशद् गीतकीर्तिः. That was the first shloka. And another shloka we will discuss today in the Dhyanam is about Putana. How Krishna delivered Putana. Hearing this, Shukadeva Goswami immediately gets attracted. Wow, who is this Bhagavan who delivered Putana and gave her the position of a maid, like a motherly position in spiritual world? What is this nectar coming from? This I have not tasted. So what is this? And then he came home and he studied Bhagavatam with his father, Vyasa Maharshi. So that's why it's called Paramahamsya Samhita. It's for the liberated people, Okay. Next, Nirmatsaranam Vedyam. Nirmatsaranam nama non-envious. People who are not envious, they are supposed to be knowing this. And Shivadam Tapatrayon Moolanam. We all are suffering from Tapatrayas, threefold miseries. Right? Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidaivika. Kleshan vayam anubhavamaha. Tad Shivadam, tad Moolayat, Nirmulayati. Apitu Shubham Dadati. Ishwarah Sadyah Takshanat Eva Prudi Stasyati. One who hears Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam nicely, slowly, slowly we begin to realize Lord within our heart. Okay. Apitu Puranarkaha. Nama Arkaha Nama Suryaha. So Puranarkaha Nama Puraneshu Arkaha Iva or Puranameva Arkaha. Adunoditaha. Kada Adunoditaha ityukte Krishne Swadhamopagate Dharmajnanabi Saha Kalo Nashta Drishamesha Puranarkha Adunoditaha. So when Krishna left at the end of Dwapara Yuga, along with him, all the dharma and jnana, everything left. So there is no means for the Kali Yuga people. Then this Bhagavata Purana has risen like a sun to give the knowledge for the people in Kali Yuga. Okay. Apitu Amrita Sagaram. Etat Bhagavatam. I have given the references also. So people who want to study further, they can go and study. Then next one. Sarva Vedanta Saram. Api asti. Vedanta Saram. Śrīmad-Bhāgavate. अनुबंध चतुष्टयं वयं चर्चयिष्यामः विषयः कः श्रीमद्भागवते विषयान् के इत्युक्ते कान् इत्युक्ते अहेतुकी अप्रतिहता भक्तिः एव प्रतिपादितम् अत्र अहेतुकी नाम हेतुरहिततया without any motive doing devotional service without unmotivated it's called without motive. Generally, when we do things, we have motive, right? We study because we write exam, maybe we'll get good grade, right? Or we'll get a topper award, or we'll get good marks, or something. Some people, but then some people, they study only for knowledge. Or higher to that is that they study because they want to please, they see this as a devotional service to the Lord, and they study nicely to please the Lord. Okay, so that's called hetu, and ahetuki is without the hetu. Apratihata nama, there is without any hindrance, unmoted, uninterrupted. That means continuously they do devotional service. So that's kind of bhakti is being proposed in Bhagavatam. Apitu bhaktanam vishaye bhagavatah vishaye api bahavaha vishayan santi atra. Adhikari kaha ityukte aditah shraddhaya shravanam तावदेव नाम पारमहंस्य संहितं इति संहिता इति उक्तं परन्तु आदितः कोऽपि श्रद्धया शृणोति चेत् Bhagavatam has the capacity to purify us and to bring us to the pure platform of the liberated souls. So that's the beauty of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Apitu prayojanam bhavati adhyatmika jīvane pragatihi apitu Krishna prema praptihi. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, 64 items of devotional service iti uktam. Teshu Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pancha most important iti uktam. Teshu Śrīmad-Bhāgavata Shravanam anyatama asti. Okay, Maharati vadatu.
गरुडस्य पार्श्वे कः अस्ति?
ध्रुव खलु ध्रुव विष्णु. ओके, सम्बन्धाः प्रयोज्य प्रयोजक भावः नाम so basically a person, he gets the person who is adhikari gets the result prayojana. Okay, that's the, and other relations also can be applicable here. Okay, this is just a summary. Okay, so this is example of ahetuki bhakti. So Dhruva Maharaj initially worshipped the Lord for the sake of kingdom bigger than great grandfather, but then through the process he got purified, and when Lord came in front of him and he asked, what can I do? He said, no, I'm so satisfied seeing you. Actually, I don't want anything else. I felt I'm like a person who, even though diamond is in front of him, is asking for a broken pieces of glass. He felt his desire to attain the kingdom greater than his grandfather as very petty when compared to the idea of doing devotional service to the Lord. So that's the example I wanted to show.
पेट्टी मतलब पेट्टी नाम किम?
पेट्टी नाम तुच्छम. अवगतो वा? Okay. अपि तु महापुराणस्य लक्षणम् उक्तमस्ति अत्र। अत्र सर्गो विसर्गश्च स्थानं पोषणमूतयः मन्वन्तरेषानुकथा निरोधो मुक्तिराश्रयः। जनरली पुराणेषु पञ्चलक्षणानि इति पञ्चविषयाः सन्ति इति उक्तं। तद्भवति नाम जनरल पुराणं, परन्तु महापुराणम् इति चेत् 10 अंशाः स्युः. Okay, for example, sarga nama creation, that in 5th canto panchamaskande katam chaturdasha bhuvanani santi, katam sthapitam etat sarvam ulikitam asti. Okay, we'll discuss the little bit brief about the contents now. Sargah nama kim ityukte vishnuna pratamiki srushti. So sarvakarana karanam kalu, Vishnu, Narayana, Krishna. Atah first initially it's created by the Lord Vishnu himself, and here I have placed where this is it's spoken. So just for reference, in case somebody is interested to know about them. Okay, Visarga is about Brahmana Dvitiya Shrishti. Nama Brahmandasya Antaha. Inside the universe, what the 14 planetary systems are created by Brahma, that becomes Visarga. Sarga is the Vishnu lies down. When he exhales, from his pores comes the universal seeds, and then they grow into universes. So that becomes the Sarga. How when he exhales, the universes come out, and when he inhales, universes get absorbed again. So that is the Sarga creation. This is secondary creation. Then Sthanam nama, the position. So Brahmandasya Jivanam cha Stitihi, the structure of the universe and planetary system. This is in 5th canto. And Poshanam nama Bhaktanam Rakshanam. How in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam there are so many devotees are spoken. Can somebody give some of the names? Narsimha?
Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj,
Narada, Prithu Maharaj,
Ambarish Maharaj.
Parikshit, Rama,
Ambarish Maharaj, Bali Maharaj.
Okay. Bali Maharaj. So many devotees, even Parchina Barhisat, so many devotees, and even the Katvanga Muni. So many things are, so many devotees. So the main thing is they show how the devotees surrender and then how the Lord protects them. Bhaktanam Rakshanam. How, for example, Vishnu sends the Sudarshan Chakra against the Durvasa Muni when he becomes angry at Ambarish Maharaj, right? So that's is given also, right? Those things. And then Utayaha Nama, basically for impetus for activity, Karma Vasanaha. Why some people do activities with material bondage, why some people do activities for liberation, all this, what is the motivation, all these things are described. Okay, then Manvantaraha Nama, there are 14 Manus in the day of Brahma. So between each of the Manus, what happens, what are the incarnations who come to the world, and everything, that's all discussed here. Then Ishanukata Nama, Bhagavata Avataranam Apitu Bhaktanam cha Karmani. What are the activities of the Lord and his devotees? Okay, Isha Anukata. Okay, Nirodha Nama Srishte Upasamharaha. How finally the whole universe gets absorbed into the Vishnu, and within even the partial annihilation within the universe. All these pralayas, different 4 types of pralayas are there. All these are described in Canto 12. Then Muktihi Nama Anyata Rupam. Muktihi Nama Anyata Rupam Hitva Swarupena Vyavastitihi. Nama, we think right now we are the body. Vayam Shariram iti Vayam Chintayishyamaha. Tat Tyaktva Vayam Jivaha Apitu Sri Krishnasya Dasaha iti Vayam Chintayamasche Tadbhavati Muktihi. Nama, that's the actual constitutional position, that we are Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nitya Das. So we are Krishna's eternal servant. To be situated in the position of servitude towards the Lord, that is the Mukti, actual Mukti. Not just theoretically, but really, and even as a servant in the spiritual world with the Lord, to realize our true constitutional position and the rasa we have with the Lord and be situated. That becomes our mukti. Okay. Next one is Vaishnava Mukti, basically. Ashraya Nama Paramashraya Parameshwarah Sri Krishna. He is a shelter, and that is described. The entire Bhagavatam describes about Sri Krishna, and especially Canto 10 is about his birth, appearance, and his leela, and everything is described there. Okay. Etad uktamasti Sridhara Munina. Kopi patati va? Bhargavi Bhagini patati va?
दशमं लक्ष्यम् आश्रिताश्रय विग्रहं श्रीकृष्णाख्यं परं धाम जगद्धाम नमामि तत्.
So Sridhara Goswami, Sridhara Swami commentary madhye vadati dashamaskande dashamam lakshyam nama ashrayah iti uktam khalu dashamamshasya lakshya bhavati saha Sri Krishna eva ashrita ashraya vigraham. He is embodiment of the ashraya of the people who take shelter of him. Okay. एतत् Sri Krishnasya विषये उक्तमस्ति तत्र. Okay. अपि तु ग्रन्थ श्रीमद्भागवतं ग्रन्थस्वरूपं श्रीकृष्णस्य ग्रन्थस्वरूपम् इति उक्तं पद्मपुराणे उत्तरकाण्डे. कथं भवति इत्युक्ते एतद् भवति पादौ प्रथमद्वितीयौ, तस्य पादौ प्रथमद्वितीय स्कन्धः, अपि तु तृतीय चतुर्थौ tasya uruhu, his thighs. Okay, third and fourth cantos, and fifth canto is panchama, his navel. His navel is fifth canto. Okay, next one is sheshto bhujantaram. Bhujantaram, internal limbs. Internal limbs is sixth canto, and then torso. Okay, then doryugalam tathanyau, his two arms. His arms are 7th and 8th cantos. 9th canto is his kantaha, his neck or throat.
Kshamyatam. Finish your point.
Then finally the 10th canto is his mukham. Tasya mukham eva dashamaskandaha. Okay, mukharavindam dashama prapullam dashamaskanda. Okay. Next, 11th one, Ekadasha, 11th canto is his forehead, lalataha. Okay. Apitu, 12th canto is his actually the crown or shiraha iti uktam, crown, the entire crown. That is the 12th canto. So, why this kind of analogy is given here is, see, when we see a deity in the temple, generally we are advised to see from the feet to the top. Okay. So first we see the feet, and gradually we glance at the fine features of the Lord and look at the beautiful face of the Lord, like that. So similarly, to access the 10th canto, where intimate confidential pastimes of the Lord are described, like the Rasa Leela or the Vastraharana Leela, or other Leelas between the gopis and Krishna, everything, one has to gradually go from initial cantos to 9th canto to 10th canto, because the Bhagavatam, through its narration, is going to purify us, because it's Paramahamsa Samhita. So it's going to bring us to the elevated stage where when we see the Leela of Krishna, we don't consider that as an ordinary Leela between boy and girl. We understand fully that Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Shadaishwarya Purnaha, that he is actually fully spiritual. He doesn't have a bhautika shariram. Etat sarvam jnatva tasya leelaha tasya antarika shaktyaha utpannaha iti vayam janimaha. Ataha viha kramena gantavyam bhavati. Vadhyu.
चित्रं सम्यक् अस्ति.
सम्यक् अस्ति. अपि तु अग्रे, these are very details. We are not going to read everything here, but this actually I want to give credit to our boys. So ubayoh militva shed canto svikritya tasya kim summary रीत्या स्थापितम् अत्र. अतः तेषाम् अभिनन्दनानि. Tesham
Bahuttamam.
krute.
Bahuttamam.
Okay, so I will just give the main things which are bolded. We'll speak about it. So in Canto 1, briefly spoken about all the incarnations, and there the conclusion is given, the Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So that's what we will discuss in the next class also. Bhagavat Tattvam Yada Vayam Chachayishyamaha Tada Vayam Janimah tat shlokam. Apitu, actually, it is considered the Canto 1 is a summary of the whole Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So all the elements are given, like about Jnana, about Bhakti, everything is given in the Canto 1. And then in Canto 2 is devotional service is the title. There, Chatushloki Bhagavatam is given. This is spoken by Vishnu to Brahma as a seed of the whole Bhagavatam. And that is passed down to Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa. And which is what elaborated by Vyasa Maharshi in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in 18,000 verses. Okay, so that's the seed is given in Chatushloki Bhagavatam. And then now everywhere, all the avatars are also listed. For example, Canto 3, Lord Varaha is given. And also along with that, simultaneously, the creation is happening. Birth of Kumaras, birth of Brahma. And then, Jaya, Vijaya are cursed to become Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. All this instruction. Then Kapila, Lord appeared as Kapila. He gave instruction to Devahuti. Then Canto 4 as Daksha Samvadaha. Daksha curses Shiva and Sati immolates herself. All this thing, and Dhruva Maharaj pastime is given here, Rutu Maharaj, and then Shiva Gita. Narada Muni is talked to Prachetas, everything. And then Canto 5 is mainly the planetary system, how within the universe everything is situated. Meru, and then even the Jambudvipa, all these dvipas, Priyavrata, with his chariot, he creates the ditches, which becomes the oceans, like that, all these things are described in 5th Canto. 6th Canto, Ajamila, where at the moment of death, even though he was very pious, he forgets all this, and he has a family with a prostitute, and he forgets all his dharma. But then he has many children, and he names his youngest child as Narayana because of his affection for his youngest child. So the moment of death, when he is so anxious and Yamadutas, he can see Yamadutas coming. So he utters his affectionate son name Narayana. Because of that, the Vishnudutas also come there. And then they both discuss that Yamadutas say, he's so sinful. He did so many bad things. He has to go to hell. But Vishnuduta says, no, he uttered Narayana's name, even though he doesn't indicate Narayana, but still he gets a benefit. So he is qualified to go to Vishnu Loka. They both discuss all the discussion, what is the highest value? Is it the name of the Narayana is more powerful versus thousands and heaps and millions of sins? Which is more powerful? That discussion is given in 6th Canto, and finally it concludes that Vishnudutas win the argument, and they allow Ajamila to stay back, where he rectifies his life again and becomes purified, and again becomes perfect his life. So this is a very important pastime to illustrate the power of the holy name of the Lord. Okay, next one, Canto 7 Madhye, Prahlada's pastimes are there. This is very, very important. All bhakti, he gives 9 process of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Evameva, Ityadi. Again, Canto 8 Madhya, Gajendra, and then churning of the milk ocean, how the poison comes, and Lord Shiva drinks the milk, drinks the poison, and then, Lakshmi Devi appears, Kaustubha Muni, money, everything. And then Bali Maharaj pastime, Vamana, Matsya, incarnation, other incarnation. Mohini also, because she distributes the nectar to the Devatas more than the demons. Canto 9 Madhye, Ambarish Maharaj's pastime, Durvasa Muni, he gets offended and he sends a Sudarshan Chakra, like that. And then Saubhari Muni is a sage who does meditation, and he gets disturbed, and then finally, ultimately it shows the power, just by mere meditation we cannot progress. We need a meditation in connection with bhakti, otherwise we get disturbed. That's the point that's pastime illustrates. And then Ramachandra, and then Parshurama also is given. Okay, next comes the 10th Canto. This is the limelight of the whole Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. As you see, the number of shlokas are more, number of chapters are also more than anything else, which is the Lord Krishna's appearance and his pastimes. So 90 chapters, it's elaborated. And actually our Srila Prabhupada, who founded ISKCON, has summarized the 10th canto in a book called Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He summarized the whole 10th canto. And even though 10th canto is accessible only when we read from first canto, because it has confidential details, but Srila Prabhupada has summarized in a way that he gave philosophy along with the pastime, such a way that even new persons can read the Krishna book. Actually, we do big book distribution. Devotees, they take Srila Prabhupada books and give to people to share this knowledge. The new persons also are able to take or buy this book, or take this book and read it. So all of you, if at all there is eagerness to know about Krishna more and his pastimes, I would highly recommend to get this Krishna book. It's available online also, vedabase.io. If you go online also, you can read them, but you can buy book also for your bedtime reading and read them. Okay. Then in Canto 11 we have Krishna's instruction to Uddhava, and then Canto 12 has symptoms of Kali Yuga and glories of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. These are at high level. What is the things again with all the all the cantos. Next we'll come to last 5 minutes. Vyakyanani. Basically the commentaries written by our acharyas, right? So Guru Parampara, this we discussed last time. So we have Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyasa. Yeah. So then we have disciplic section Madhvacharya. So ours is called Krishna, Brahma, Madhva, Gauḍīya Sampradaya. So Brahma, and then we have here Madhvacharya, then we have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Shad Goswamis, and then like that, all the acharyas. And we have here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We discussed all these acharyas last time, This is Jagannath Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaurakishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Next one. And then we have Shad Goswami. Shad Goswaminaha, Rupa Raghunathav, Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau, Sri Jiva Gopalakau. These are the 6 Goswamis. So their literature. So for that, I didn't put it in a PPT, but that also our boys are actually Maharati has compiled that. So I'm good. You can see the Excel sheet, right? Everybody can see the Excel sheet? Okay. Yeah, just at a high level, this just to show, how rich is our, the heritage. So Brahma himself has composed Brahma Samhita. Most of them, as you see, are in Sanskrit. So many times we will be quoting from Brahma Samhita. After that, we have Lord Chaitanya. Main primary contribution is Shikshashtakam, 8 instructions of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, of essential instructions, which takes from Shraddha to Prema, each instruction towards the end. Actually, one of our mentors, Hariparshad Das, he is a kind of a scholar in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. He is giving a detailed series of Shikshashtakam. You can find it online in YouTube for free. And each word he's taking like two classes. Each class is 3 hours. You can imagine how deep it is. That's how he's doing right now. And then okay, this is, we missed here there's supposed to be Rupa Goswami here. Yeah. Yeah. So Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, he has written Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So this is like his magnum opus, which has all things about rasa, like, what are the different types of rasa and there are different types of bhakti, sadhana bhakti, and there is a Vaidhi sadhana bhakti and raga bhakti, raganuga bhakti. So what are the qualification, what is the eligibility, what are the 64 types of devotional service, and what are the offenses to be avoided. Everything is given there. It's like for devotees, it's like what you can say, it's like a Bible, you can say like that, mainly, that's what we will be quoting later when we do the Bhakti Tattva. Then many other Natakas he has written, and many other, Lalita Madhava is a Nataka, like that, Vidagdha Madhava is a Nataka. And many of them are in Sanskrit. Everything is Sanskrit. And then Sanatana Goswami is his elder brother. He wrote Brihad Bhagavatamrita, which is like based on Bhagavatam, but he has kind of shown how different things are ascending. Like, for example, how the whole planetary creation, or rather even up to the spiritual world, is laid out. Like first we have the universe, material creation. Beyond that there is a Viraja ocean, and beyond that there is a like the Sadashiva Loka, and then we have Ayodhya, then Mathura, and this thing. So he goes to each devotee, and each devotee says that I am not the superior person, and they pass on to the other person. He's in the higher loka. So like that, they pass on to each one, and finally they come to Goloka, and they say, gopis are the topmost devotees, and within them, Radharani is the topmost. That's how this whole Bhagavatamrita is reveals everything. And then Jiva Goswami is our, he's a genius, what do you say, scholar. He has written Shat Sandarbhas. That's like, and also he encapsulated all the philosophy in something called Sandarbhas. So there is one called Krama Sandarbha, there is Bhagavad Sandarbha, there is a Paramatma Sandarbha, Bhakti Sandarbha, Preeti Sandarbha, like that. And then other main contribution is Harinama Vyakaranam. So the Vyakaranam which our Panini Maharshi has written, he has read actually many other 12 more Vyakaranas, and he consolidated in a way. He proposed a Vyakaranam for Vaishnavas where everything is connected to the Lord's name. So while studying Vyakarana, we will be remembering the Lord, and also will be basically making devotional progress. Like that. Okay, and like that, many acharyas are there. Gopal Bhatta, everybody. So these are all, many details are there. We will not go through again. So like that, and the recent acharyas, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he has written many in Bengali and Sanskrit. For example, Dashamula Tattva we are discussing is from him, like that. And he has kind of pioneered, and he gave this knowledge in English speaking language. He was trying to give this to West at that time. He wrote like Lord Chaitanya's life and teachings, and he's trying to give there. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is his son in the line, and he wrote many of them in Bengali as well. And then our Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, what amazing work he has done is all the works of the acharyas he has read, and he has understood and synthesized it and gave in English language for the modern audience. So that's how many people are taking up the process, because not many people are accessible, can access Sanskrit. So everything he has given, all the books, many books, 70 books actually he has given. Main thing is Bhagavad Gita as it is, and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam he has made a commentary for all the 12 cantos, and Chaitanya Charitamrita for all the 9 volumes. Okay, and other things we can see. So then, so these are some contributions of the acharyas. Next one, so we have covered Pramāṇāni apitu Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. I'm going back. इदानीं कोऽपि प्रश्नाः वा विमर्शाः वा सन्ति चेत् भार्गवी भगिनी किमपि वक्तव्यं वा?
No, the class is very nice. That's all I can say. I have no doubts now. Yeah,
Okay, thank
explained clearly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Dhanyavadaha.
I'm sorry, towards the end I jumped into completely English mode because I think we are rushing through.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
fine.
Okay. Okay, then Seema Bhagini, any comments or questions?
Nothing. I'm very happy that I've joined. It's really, I'm really happy. I'm looking forward to the next session.
Okay, good. Okay. Anybody else? I think we are only 4 people. Somebody. Okay. Okay, then Maruti Narasimha, any questions or comments? Okay. You can give me later at home also. Okay, so let's then wrap up with the Dhyanam. This is a shloka I mentioned. Is spoken by the servants of Vyasa Maharshi to bring Shukadeva Goswami back, right? So Seema Bhagini Patatu.
अहो बकीयं स्तनकालकूटं जिघांसयापाय यदप्यसाधवी लेभे गतिं धातृयुचितां ततो अन्यं कं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम.
Okay, so what is saying is, so Putana tasyaha staneshu स्तने विषं स्थापयित्वा आगच्छति कृष्णं मारितुम् ओके परन्तु सः तस्याः मातृभावमेव स्वीकृत्य तस्याः मरणं करोति परन्तु स्पिरिचुवल् बाडी इति भवति खलु आध्यात्मिक नाम गोलोके तस्यै धात्री इति पदवीं दत्तवान् नाम she became the maid like maid there will be mothers and there will be also what to say maids who can also feed milk to babies actually so like that position he gave to her so that's how kamba dayalum sharanam rajema who else is more merciful than him whom I can take shelter that's the essence of the whole shloka so bhavartha api asti narsimha patati va
भावार्था ओहो असाध्वी पूतना जिगांसया स्तने कालकूटां स्थापयित्वा कृष्णं पाययति तथा अपि भावग्राही श्रीकृष्णः तस्यै धात्र्याः उचितां पदवीं दत्तवान् ततः दयालुं श्रीकृष्णं विहाय अन्यस्य कस्य शरणं गमिष्यामि
avagatam va you understand the essence stane nama chest okay so that's what so by hearing this Shukadeva Goswami became very enchanted oh this Krishna he even though somebody came to kill him he removed the poison he extracted the poison and he killed her but he gave the position of motherly maid in the heaven in the spiritual world so such a Krishna such merciful Krishna I want to take shelter who else should I take shelter than other than him so that's the essence of the dhyanam okay so now we will end with Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Ram Ram Shubham
धन्यवाद भगिनी
धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद okay पुनः मिलामः